Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to talk about the applications, right? So the complete application section within the Okta, right? So while adding any application or the application is this stack within the Okta where we would be able to add different applications as an third-party application, the way we do it within the Entra ID by registering applications, be it a custom application or be it enterprise application. So there are also similar way here in Okta as well. And I'm going to show you those options and ways how we can add those applications. And then those applications can be used for different purposes or different use cases, right? Also, I'm going to show you to configure the self-service for end users within the or from the Okta, right? And then there is another way which we can add API service integration as well, right? So this is similar to the registering an application and add or use that application as an API service endpoint, or that application can be integrated with Okta as a identity solution, and then the another third party or external third party application that is going to be integrated with Okta, right? So let me go ahead and share the screen so that I can show you what I'm talking all about and you can understand that one. Okay, so here I'm on Okta portal. Let's go ahead. So this is the portal dashboard. And once you click on three lines here, then this is the application section here. So under application section, you see application, subservice, and API service integrations. So let's go ahead and click on applications. And once you click on applications here, you see there are a bunch of options, which includes Okta Admin Console, Okta Browser plugin, Okta Dashboard, and there are two other Okta workflows, right? So these are the default ones, or as we continue to use the Okta, and it is going, these applications are going to be created basis on the different usage, right? So these are the default ones mainly, and here at the top you see there are different options for us. The first option is to say or to create an application integration with the custom set of protocols, custom set of integrations that we wanted to. Let's say if I click on it, here you can see sign in method, what type of sign in method we wanted to select, which is OpenID Connect or SAML 2.0 or secure web authentication, or it could be API service as well, right? So these are the different methods we can leverage for signing into those applications. And any applications or any type of application which has a method of OIDC or maybe SAML or secure authentication which does not support OIDC or SAML, so this can be used in that situation. And API service, so this can also be used with the OIDC or Auth 2.0 access tokens for machine to machine authentication or interactions, right? So the first is going to be used with token-based Auth 2.0 authentication for a single sign-on through the API endpoints, and it is also recommended to intend to build a custom app integrations with Okta sign-in widgets. The next is SAML, which provides us XML-based open standard SSO capability, and which also provides using of the identity provided for your applications and supporting the SAML configurations. And ASWA, which is a secure web authentication, Okta specific SSO method. This is specific or created by Okta on their own product, right? And which does not support OIDC or SAML, so they can, in that case we can use this one. And last is API. So for now, let's go ahead and click on first one. Once I click the first one, you see there are different options for us as a authentication type, right? So I can select any of these one and I can leverage those methods, right? If I select the SAML one, then there is no any of those additional options. I can simply go ahead and set it up. If I select this one, SWA, there is also no option. And if I select API, there is also no any other options. So let's say select the first one, and I'll select the web applications and click next. So it is going to open up another page wherein I need to provide all the details of that application addition or registration here. And then it is going to be allowed and register the application with that respective authentication method that we have selected in, right? So in this case, this was a web application. And so I'll just keep as is, and what it says, allow everyone, and I'll save it. Let's see if it saves or is throwing any error, because I haven't added any custom details or anything there, right? So perfect. It seems that it has added successfully. Also, you see a bunch of details on these applications, which includes new secrets and then application details. Also, we have a lot many options here. Require demonstrating proof of possession, header in the token request, and then the user consent while user is logging in, then login page where it should redirect to, and what is needed and what is not needed, and then sign out URL. So these are the default details which automatically popped up in the application. And if we wanted to add any additional details as per our needs and requirements, we can go ahead and do that as well, right? So at the top, there are many different tabs you can see. Then sign on method, we have selected OpenID Connect, and then token is set up automatically generation. Then OpenID Connect ID token, which is dynamic based on the request domain. Here's the audience ID, here's the claims and groups claim type filter. Then group claim filters is using groups claims. And then the user authentication. Any two-factor authentication can be put into place. So from here we can see the policy, or if not, then we can create any one, right? So this is the default one. If any request, then what should happen? Access allowed with any two-factor types. So here you can see the password, Okta Verify Push or Okta Verify FastPass, right? And additional factor types includes Okta Verify Top, TOTP, or Verify Push or Pass. So these are the default ones, and this can be used, and this is enabled currently, right? So even there is an option for us to edit. And if not, then we can simply add a rule and create that rule as per our needs and requirements. And there are few applications showing up. So here we can switch policy on the applications, or we can add additional policy as well here. And here it says the add application. So whichever application we wanted to add, we can add that one. Here it says, are you sure you want to add Okta dashboard app to this authentication policy? And here's the catch-all rule, and it is just giving an informational notification saying that you can add or whatever you wanted to take a decision basis on this prompt it has given, right? So this way we can add it. Let's go back. Yeah, so here we see different portals and whatever the method is applied on each of those. So any two-factor is applied on all of this. Even this is the application that I have added, right? And you can see other as well. So let's go back and click on applications. So we have added one of the application called My Web App, right? And similarly, we can add more with the different methods. Let's say SAML 2.0, and let it open. And we need to provide a name. SAML 101. I'm just giving some random details or random name here. Click next. And here it is going to ask for the details to provide sign on, single sign on URL and recipient URL, destination URL, just be in entity ID, default real estate, and all other details, right? So name ID format, application username, application username on. So whatever the changes or settings that we are going to configure, that is going to be set for that application. So here, at least minimum, these are the fields which are required to add and configure this SAML based integration application, or integration in short, right? So let's go back one step here. And so this way we can add the different applications, right? Also, here's the option for us to assign users to the applications. Let's go ahead and click that. So here's the application that I wanted to add, and I can add that same application and click next. And at the second stage, confirm assignments. Here it says no application needs a review. Then I can click on confirm. So perfect, it is completed. And these are the two users. They have this application assigned, which we have added, and we can go back. And to see that application as an end user, I will simply log in to the Okta portal as an end user and then see if it is showing up or popping up here quickly. All right, it is not yet popping up, but it should be here. Let me click on add apps, and it is not showing up here as well. So it is just maybe taking few minutes to show up here, but that should be visible as an end user, right? And then user can access it. So now the main part here is to browse app catalogs. So this is similar to an enterprise applications gallery or gallery applications. And here you see different categories for different applications, right? So which includes single sign-on, then directory, and HR sync systems or applications. Then lifecycle management is zero trust, so it's a login, centralized logging, bot or fraud detection, automation, IGA, which is identity governance and administration, right? Multi-factor authentication, risk signal sharing, identity verification, and the functionality wise, we can filter out. At the same time, we have industry of applications, or maybe different industries, and we can find out the applications based on, let's say I wanted to find a retail industry applications. I can then click on it and then see bunch of applications for the retail industry, right? So these are the different applications which are working or which are being used by the retail industry heavily on different use cases, different requirements, right? And those can be used and integrated with systems or within Okta, right? So let's go ahead, and before that, I would like to show you one of the settings or configurations, which is self-service, right? So self-service is nothing but a capability of Okta, which allows users to request access for personal or request access for different applications. They can ask for any help or from the technical support or technical team, and by sending an email and all that details. And also here you can see there are different options which are already configured in my last settings or in my last configuration, right? And here you see currently there are no available applications because I haven't added any. So that is why it is empty. But as soon as there are the applications, and users can request applications, and that application can be approved or allowed by the administrators. So these are the custom or self-service capabilities that we can enable, allow users to add or managed applications. Then next is allow users to email technical contact to request an app. And last is allow users to add personal applications. Let's say the second option here is talking about this one. You can see there is an option called support and there is a help email address, right? So users can send an email to this address directly. Also, there's an option request an app. So users can simply put a request here or from here. Let's say, hi, I need an access on Adobe with read and write permission, right? So user can put a message and send it. So this message goes to administrators here, and then admin can validate that and check, and maybe admins can reach out to users and work on that request, right? So those are the kind of requests and those are the kind of capabilities that we can leverage and provide end users, and user gets the control as in what they can request and whom they can contact as well, right? So yeah, this is all about the self-service, and there is one more option or capability under here is usage. So it says that which application is being used by how many users. So this is the application. This one is another one, and shows that this application is used by 2 users and this is used by 1 user, right? So if there is an application which is heavily been used like Adobe or Salesforce, NetSuite, or maybe a DocuSign, those are the business systems and those are being used by many users, right? So we can go ahead here and see how many people are using it, and then basis on that, maybe the decision can be taken further, right? So now let's go back to the application section and click on Browse App Catalog. I wanted to show you one thing here to integrate Office 365 with Okta, right? So let's go ahead and search it here. So once I search it, you can see there are different options. Office 365 for a scheme, workflow connector, partial universal directory, and then user provisioning as well. So there are different connectors that we can use. So this connector is added by third-party organization, which is Acquira. All right, so let's go back and we'll select the one which is provided by Microsoft. So this one, and here you can see once I click on add integrations, also you can see that what are the details or what are the use cases, collections, functionality it carries over. Then the functionality is with authentication, then provisioning, right? And then the workflows as well. And there are other connectors as well, which we can leverage between Azure AD and the Okta, right? Along with the Google as well. So these are the templates, and those templates can be used for different employee life cycle or employee management life cycle and employee automation as well, right? So we can leverage these different templates, and those are really helpful on different use cases. So I'll show you those templates later, but first we'll add this one, and then let's go ahead and add integration and keep it as is Microsoft tenant name. So here we add, or we need to add, the tenant name, right? And so let's say this is the tenant name. So here's the example it has given, and then applications that we are going to pull over. and do not display application icon to users. Now I'll keep as is because I wanted to make that available here. Sign on method, right? So user sets username and password. Let me select administrator sets username and password is the same as Okta's users Okta password. Okay. Okay. So here we can select whatever the method we wanted to select, we can select and use it. So for now, I'm going to keep it as is and it's going to set up. Okay, perfect. So now it is completed and you can see here's the option assign to people, assign to group. So I'll just simply assign and click assign, save and go back. Save and go back. Okay, so done. So I have assigned this application to these people and also I can convert assignments, right? Also there's options for people and group to filter out. Then self-service, I can also enable or disable the self-service and approval required or not required. So from here, we really get the complete approval is required or not required. So that is the complete flow we can set up, right? So I'll simply not required and save it. And then, yeah, I think that is it. So here is the push group. To enable provisioning, you need to enable provisioning to start pushing groups to 365. Okay. So if I enable it, it is going to push the provisioning back to the enter ID. It says integration was last updated on this. Okay. So this date was the updated one. And then under the sign in method, we have selected that one. Provisioning is not enabled. Okay. So we need to click on it, enable this one, authenticate with Microsoft 365. So we need to authenticate first so that it gets the integration between Microsoft 365 and Okta, right? And then it should be configured. And let's see. Okay, please grant consent by authentication with Microsoft Graph. Okay, seems it was not granted. Let's see if there's any pop-up. But there is no another pop-up to show us to grant that consent. Okay, seems it was failed because of the API integration was not or the request is not flowing through. So this way we can provision those as well so that there shouldn't be any issues. So I'll check that one later. But I wanted to show you all of this one. And from here you can see imported users and Okta user management. So now this is perfectly set up. And from here we can set up all or no or exact or partial or ignored, whatever the configurations we wanted to select, we can select that one, right? And also we have options to import from CSV, and then you can see two imported users confirmed. So those were the successfully confirmed, which are part of Office 365, and then those were synced up between Office 365 and the Okta service, right? So we are good here, and we have integrated Office 365 with Okta, and I'm going to enable this group provisioning as well. So it says that enable provisioning to automate 365 user accounts, creation, deactivation, and updates. So this is needed. Let's do one thing. Let's go to Entra ID. Maybe I will just simply search for Entra. And then manage here, then it should be under applications. And let's search for Okta. No, it is not showing up, but it should be admin consent requests. Let's see if it is showing up there. No, not it. It is not showing up, but it is also not redirecting or popping to authenticate with the Microsoft Office 365, right? So ideally, it should authenticate or it should redirect to authenticate that request, and then we can go ahead and do that. So no worries, I'll do that later, and then probably we should be good there, right? So yeah, that's all for this video. Hope you like it. Please do like, share, and subscribe with your friends, colleagues, and whoever needs to see and watch. And also don't forget to watch other videos that I have created for Azure, Microsoft 365, Microsoft Intune, and FinOps, and this whole series of uh, OKTA as well, right? So yeah, that's all for this video. Hope you will like it. And yep, thanks for watching. Bye for now.